Good morning and welcome back to the channel. This video is about vlogging equipment. As you can see, I'm pretty festooned with microphones here. This is my Rode wireless microphone that goes with my Sony RX100M7. This is the Sony microphone that's recording wirelessly into my A7R4, which I'm videoing this section on, and this is a SmarkMic which is going via Bluetooth to my iPhone. And what I'm going to do is, the purpose of this is to compare my Sony RX100M7 as a vlogging setup to iPhone with a gimbal. And these are the two cameras in question. This is my Sony RX100M7 with the Rode microphone receiver wireless to this unit connected into it. So we'll have that one on. We'll flip the screen up so that I can see what I'm doing. So that's my normal sort of vlogging equipment, and this is my iPhone, which I've got to turn on. Didn't bother turning it on first. So this is my new iPhone 11, which I haven't typed the number in correctly. There, unlocked. This is on the Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal, which is all very nice, all working nicely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up here. So the first one is this, and I'll set it to point at the camera, selfie camera, so I can see myself. So that's now looking this way at me, and I'll set the little Sony up on this tiny little watering can so that both cameras are as close to each other as possible this way, and also equal height. Now when I walk back and frame myself, I'm pretty well framed in both of those, so I'll just turn that one around slightly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a piece to those two cameras, which you will obviously see here as well. The idea behind it is I want to compare the video quality from the iPhone to the video quality from the Sony RX100, and also the audio qualities through the Rode wireless microphone onto the Sony here, and also the SmarkMic wireless Bluetooth onto the iPhone. So let's get on with that. So I'll do the piece to those two cameras again because I forgot to turn the video recording on the RX100. So well, bear with me. Now the iPhone is, I'll stop that recording so I've got a break in the clip so I can see. So I'll start the RX100 recording, I'll start the iPhone recording, and now I'll do some movements to and from the cameras, make sure the tracking and focusing works. That's the iPhone, seems to be good. The RX100 is tracking my eye happily, so as I walk away I get flaring from the sun on my bald head, and that should give us both audio and video. I'm checking the audio's recording, both are showing record levels, so that should in theory have worked. So a bit of an extreme setup to have three vlogging cameras running at the same time, but it'll be interesting really to see how they compare, because my objective in this, if possible, is I'd like to sell the RX100 and the Rode microphone system, and also the keep the iPhone and the little gimbal, because one, I have the iPhone with me all the time, so it's not difficult to have it with me when I'm actually out shooting, and number two, the stabilization from the gimbal is absolutely perfect. It's really very, very good, and it can also track me as I move because it's got DJI's Active Track software on it, and that doesn't cost me anything to have because I've already got the iPhone, and that's a £99 gimbal, whereas that's a £1,300 camera on a £150 remote control unit, and the Rode microphones are about £150–175 new. So there's a lot of money tied up here, whereas this is, if it's capable of producing the same sort of results, then I'll probably go with this and move away from having all this additional hardware, gear, things to charge up, and so on and so forth. So let's go inside and get this all mounted on the computer, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'll turn them all off This one off, that one off, and this one off. And we need to get the various bits and pieces. So the first thing we need to do is turn that off, turn the gimbal off. Gimbal automatically goes into its resting position, and then that's all nicely locked up. It's got a little tripod foot on it, which comes off. So to get the content off the iPhone, we will need to plug that in here, and to get the content off this, we need to take it off the tripod like so, card out the bottom, card into card reader into here. We also need to turn off this microphone, the other end of this microphone. See, this is one of the problems I have with the Sony setup at the moment, is that to get this Rode remote microphone system in, I've got to have this receiver unit and this curly cable plugged in, and it's just all faff, and it just takes time to set up and remember to turn on, turn off and everything else. Whereas this little SmarkMic, I'll turn that off now. The Bluetooth connection's terminated, it's turned off. So that is now ready to be charged up. Tiny little charging port in the bottom. That will need to be charged. That probably needs charging at some point. And this microphone for that camera, which is still recording hopefully, that'll need charging at some point. The battery life on these three sets of microphones are very, very good, probably 5-6 hours, so it's not really charge immediately after, as I might have half suggested. Pippin, you're in the way, move. So I'm going to offload those video content and audio content, and then we'll have a look at it on the screen and see how it looks. And now I'll do some movements to and from the cameras, make sure the tracking and focusing works. That's the iPhone, seems to be good. The RX100 is tracking my eye happily, so as I walk away I get flaring from the sun on my bald head, and that should give us both audio and video. I'm checking the audio's recording, both are showing record levels, so that should, in theory, have worked. Well, as ever, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.